Right. Okay. So we'll do a little bit of a warm up. Okay. So I always like to get a sort of setup before we start. Okay. So I always ask that you start with your feet together. Okay. And then what I want you to do is I want you to fan your heels and then the toes. So your feet are sort of hip width apart. And then just bend the knees a little bit so they're just a little bit soft. Now I want you to stand up as tall as you can. Feel like you've got a thread coming out the top of your head and you are being pulled all the way up to the ceiling. You're standing up as tall as you possibly can. Shoulders are down nicely, away from the ears. Wonderful. Let's just focus on our breath for a second. So what I want you to do is to take a nice deep breath in through the nose and then out through the mouth. And again, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more time, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Wonderful. Let's start with some shoulder rolls, shall we? So I just want you to just do some nice little shoulder rolls. Roll the shoulders round. Nice big circles. Sending those shoulders all the way up to the ears. That's it. And then we're going to change direction. And we're going to roll the shoulders round the other way. That's it. Wonderful. And then we'll just relax the shoulders down, keeping them down nicely away from the ears. Let's start with the arms. We're going to do some little arm floats. So all I want you to do is to float the arms up in front, up to shoulder height, and then float them back down again. And again, so we float the arms up in front, and then float them back down. And again, so nice and steady, nice and controlled. We're not going to rush it through any of the exercises that we're doing this morning. We're just going to take it nice and steady. That's it. Wonderful. Couple more. Here we go. Float the arms up and float them back down. And again, one more time. Fantastic. Hands on the hips. Let's warm the legs up a little bit. We're going to do some little knee bends. So keep the feet nice and flat on the mat. And then all I want you to do is just to bend down into the knees just a little bit and then stand up tall. So we're not going down too far because we're only just warming the legs up at the minute. Okay, so a nice little bend. So we'll go down into the knees and then stand up tall. Go down into the knees and stand up tall. That's it. We go down and stand tall. Wonderful. That's it. That's looking good. Fantastic so far. Wonderful. Hold it there. Let's bring the arms back down by the side of us, shall we? Let's do a little bit of a rotation. So I think what we'll do is we'll bring the arms into this position, shall we? So we've sort of got the arms crossed. My arms are just a little bit lower than the shoulders. I've got my knees nice and soft. They've got a little bit of a bend to them. Now, before we start this one, I want you to imagine now that you're stuck in a block of concrete from the waist down, okay? So you can't move, okay? Any movement is coming from the waist up. So we're going to rotate to the left. So I just want you to go around as far as you can without forcing the movements and then come all the way back round to the front again. And then we do it again. So we go round the other way and then we come back. So you're still stuck in that block of concrete. Okay, so you're just twisting from the waist up. Okay, working nice and steady again. That's it. Wonderful. Let's just do a couple more. Rotating around and come back to center. Last one. Rotate around and come back to center. Wonderful. Relax the arms down. Shall we go back to our knee bends? But you know the arms that we did? Let's add those in. So we'll put the two exercises together. So here we go. We're going to bend into the knees. We're going to float the arms up in front and then stand up tall. And again, so we go down into the knees and stand up tall. That's it. And again, we go down and stand tall. Go down and stand tall. One more time. Let's go down and stand tall. Wonderful. Okay. Bring your arms into this position, okay? So this is our dumb waiter position. I've got my elbows tucked in at the waist there. We're going to keep the shoulders down. What I want you to do is straighten out the arms. So I want you to send the hands out to the side first. Straighten out the arms and turn the palms of your hands down. Then we're going to fold the arms back in. So you bring the elbows in first, and then you bring the hands around. Then we do it again. Off we go. So we send the hands away. We straighten out the arms. That's it. And then we fold the arms back in. That's it. Wonderful. Let's do it again. Now just watch the shoulders. Okay, keep the shoulders down. So to help that, just make sure that your arms are just a touch below shoulder height. Don't take them too high. That's it. Here we go. One more time. Straighten out the arms. And then fold back in. Wonderful. Lower the arms down. Then should we go back to our knee bends and our floating arms? So here we go. We're going to go down. We're going to float the arms up. And then stand up nice and tall. And again, we go down and stand tall. That's it. Wonderful. So you might feel like the legs are getting a little bit warmer now. Okay. That's it. Very nice. Here we go. Here's our last one. Stand up tall. Hands on the hips. Let's have a little stretch. So you're going to take your left arm, send it up and over the top. We're going to have a nice little stretch and then bring the arm all the way back down. Then we do it on the other arm, over the top. Nice little stretch. That's it. And again, arm goes up and over. Last one. Wonderful. Very nice. Okay, so just a short warm-up. Okay, so what I'm going to ask you to do now is I'm going to ask you to come down onto your mat. Right, where am I now? Hang on, let me sort myself out. Right, so if you did the workshop, you will notice, what day was it? I can't remember what day was it, what it was. Was it the last day? I think it was yesterday. We did an exercise, oh that was it, it was yesterday, to mobilise the spine, okay? We did an exercise called cat mobility, okay? So we're going to have a little go at that. Now what I've done is I've got my towel, I forgot to tell you, didn't I, at the beginning, you need a towel. Okay, you need a towel, but hopefully if you've been doing the workshop you'll have got it with you, okay? I've rolled my towel up, okay? Because for me, I've got a bit of a funny wrist, okay? And a lot of ladies find it difficult to wait there through the hands. They find it a bit uncomfortable. So I always roll my towel up and I just rest the heel of the hands on the towel there, okay? It just takes a bit of pressure out of the wrists, okay? So we're going to come into this position, okay? So we want hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And what I'll do, for those of you that maybe didn't see yesterday's workshop, let me show you what we're going to do. So the cat is where you tuck your tailbone under and then you tuck your head under and you're trying to arch your back up and over. So we get a nice little stretch down the length of the spine there, okay? So that is our cat. Shall we have a little go at that? So we should be all in all fours position, okay? Here we go. So the first thing you do is you tuck the tailbone under. You tuck the head under, you arch the back up and over, you get a nice little stretch all the way down the spine, and then you need to come all the way back down to your starting position, ready to do it again. So here we go, we're going to tuck the tailbone under, tuck the head under, arch the back up and over, okay, and then we come all the way back down. So don't force yourself into that arch position. If you feel any tightness in your back, don't force it. Just go as far as it feels comfortable and then come all the way back down. Wonderful. Now from here, we're going to come back into a shell stretch. So it's like a little relaxation position. We're going to sit back on the feet. We're going to reach the arms forward. We're just going to relax down as far as we can, just to release after doing that. that exercise. And then you can roll yourself back up to sitting. Are you ready for the next one? Shall I show you the next one? Before you come back down again, I'll show you what we're going to do, shall I? So we're going to start off in the same position again, okay? But this time we're going to work the legs. So, oh yeah, we'll do this one, I think. We're going to do some little leg slides, okay? So you can see I'm sliding the leg away, but I'm keeping my foot or my big toe in contact with the mat. We'll do a few of those on their own, and then we'll add in some arms, okay? So we're going to work opposite arm to leg. A little bit more challenging. Okay, but we'll add the arms in as well. Legs first though, okay? So if we can come back into our all fours position, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, that's it, wonderful. Doesn't matter which leg you start on. So here we go. We're going to straighten out one leg, keeping the big toe in contact with the floor, and then slide the leg back in. Then we slide the other leg away, and then we slide it back in. And again, slide the leg away, and slide it back in. That's it. Watch your shoulders as you're doing it. So make sure your shoulders stay down, away from the ears. That's it. Nice straight legs as they go out. Wonderful. Make this your last one. Hold that position there in all fours for a second. Can we do a few more? But this time, can you swing your opposite arm forward at the same time? So here we go. We slide one leg out. We swing the opposite arm forward. And then we come back to center. We do it again. Opposite arm to leg. And then come back to center. That's it. So nice and controlled. You keep going. Just have okay. Last one. Wonderful. Okay. So when you're done, we're going to sit back into shell stretch again. Nice big reach with the arms. And you can always give the wrist a little roll around while you're down there. Wonderful. Okay then, let's come back up to sitting. Okay, right, next little bit then, we'll change position, shall we? So, we'll do one of the exercises again that we did in the workshop. If you've got a cushion handy, grab a cushion, okay? You might have one of these, a yoga block handy, like me, okay? We're going to use that in a minute. Okay, if you haven't got anything, don't worry, it's not the end of the world, okay? But if you have, that'd be great. I'm going to show you two little exercises. I'll show them first, shall I? And then you know what you do when you come down onto the mat. So we're going to come down, we're going to set ourselves up with the knees bent, okay? We're going to do a nice simple exercise. I've also, yesterday, I talked about finding that neutral position. So I'll talk you through that when you come down onto the mat in a minute, because I don't really need to show you that, okay? We're going to start off with our scissor legs. So these are scissor legs, where we just float the knee, okay? We alternate the legs, we float the knee up. So again, nice and steady, nice and controlled. And then if you've got your cushion, okay, or an extra towel will do, you're going to pop it between your knees, okay? You're going to bring your knees, you're just going to gently squeeze your support and bring the feet together, okay? If you haven't got anything, knees together, it's fine, just like that. We can do it that way as well. You're going to have your arms out to the side, and you're going to send the knees from side to side, but not too far over, just about halfway to the floor, okay? And we're just going to keep it going from side to side. It's a nice one, just to loosen up the back a little bit, that is, okay? So those are the two that we're going to start with, okay? So if you want to make your way down onto the mats, okay? And your towel now is under your head for a little bit of support, okay? And then you're going to set yourself up with your feet and knees hip width apart. Okay, so I'm going to, if you were watching yesterday, you'll have seen me show you how to find a neutral position to help you start thinking about engaging those core abdominal muscles. So I'm just going to really quickly recap that now, so we're in a nice position to work from. So when you are lying on the mat, quite often, especially when you're new, you lie on the mat. If you get your hand, we can all do it actually, can't we? If you get your hand, one hand, and see how far it will go underneath your waist. So slip it under without moving. Just see how far it will go under. And if it goes all the way through, then chances are you're just a bit too arched, okay? If you, I'm sure you've all seen those anatomy pictures of the spine. It's got a very nice little curve in the bottom of the spine there. That's what we're trying to find, a little curve. So if your whole hand goes through, you just need to flatten the lower back a little bit, okay? And then get your hand again and try again. And ideally, it should just be tops of the fingers that you can get through, okay? And if you get into that position, okay, is your neutral position. So it's sort of the position of the curve in the spine, those natural curves that you have. If you come into that position, your abdominal muscles have to start working to maintain that position for you. Okay, if you lose that position, you arch your back again, and those abdominals aren't working. So they're working just to maintain that nice neutral position and that little curve. So I'm going to keep reminding you as we do these next few exercises of checking and making sure you're in that neutral position. Let's do our first exercise then. We've got the arms down by the side. We're going to do our scissor legs where we float the knee. You can start on either leg. So here we go. We're going to float one knee up and then float it back down. Then we're going to float the other knee up and then float it back down. That's it. And again, we're going to float the knee up and lower back down. That's it. That's wonderful. Keep it going. So again, nice and steady, nice and controlled, not rushing through any of the exercises. Okay, and while you're doing this, it's a nice easy one, so it gives you a chance to focus on that neutral position, making sure that you're staying in that position the whole time. That's it, wonderful. Let's just do one more, shall we? Here we go. Float the knee and lower. Fabulous. Okay, have you got your support? Okay, you're going to pop it between your knees. Don't worry if you haven't got one, just bring the legs together. That'll be fine. So you've got knees together, ankles together. Okay, just a bit of light squeeze so your support doesn't fall out to place. And then we'll take the arms out to the side. So remember, don't send the knees over too far on this one, only about halfway to the floor, no more than that. Okay, so before you start, make sure you're in that neutral position. And then when you're ready, start slowly sending the knees over to one side. Don't go any more than halfway. And then I just want you to bring the knees all the way back up to the top, finishing in that neutral position again. And then we're going to send the knees over to the other side. And then we're going to bring them back up to the top again, finishing in neutral. And then off we go again. That's it. So it's a nice steady movement. Okay, it's a nice one for your spine, this one for your back. Okay, and then off we go again. Nice and controlled. Wonderful. That's looking really good. Shall we just do one more on each side? Here we go again. Knees go over to the side. And then come back to center. And again, last one. Over to the side. And back to center. Wonderful. Okay, you can move your knee support away. Shall we have a little release? So let's just hug knees to chest. Hug them in as tight as you can. That's it. Have a nice little release again. Wonderful. Okay, let's pop the feet back down. So what I'll do is I'll show you the next two exercises, shall I, before you have a go, and then you know what you're doing then, don't you? So we're back in our set-up position again on the mat, feet and knees hip width. I'm back in neutral. Okay, we're going to do a one-leg stretch. So we're going to straighten out the leg. Okay, we're keeping the foot in contact with the floor, and then we're sliding it back in again. Okay, it's a nice simple one. So I think what we'll do is we'll add in some arms. So we'll start with the arms to the ceiling. So as the leg goes out, we'll send the arms over. But I don't want you to force the arms back to the floor if they don't want to go. So you could just send them to about here, okay, and then bring them back up again. That's our first one. Our second one is shoulder bridge. I think I did this one yesterday in the workshop. So this one, you have to imagine your spine is like a piece of sellotape, okay? So you've got to peel your spine from your tailbone. You're going to peel it up off the mat, okay? So you're going to lift the hips. And it's really important that you squeeze your bum on this one because It helps prevent any cramping in the back of the legs. And then lower it back down again. Okay, so I'll show you that one again. So you're peeling the spine from your tailbone all the way up off the mat like a piece of sellotape, and then you're lowering it all the way back down again. Okay, so those are our next two exercises. Shall we have a little go? Let's do the one leg stretch then to start with, shall we? So you've got your feet and knees hip width. Make sure you're in neutral. Okay, arms to the ceiling. Okay, I'm going to start with my left leg this time. You can do the same if you want to. So we're going to straighten out the left leg. Here we go. And send both arms back, but not too far. And then bring everything back to the starting position. And then we change legs. So we straighten out the other leg. We send the arms over. That's it. And then we bring everything back to the starting position. And then we do it again. We lengthen out. And then we come back to center. That's it. So we lengthen out. So we're opening out the front of the hip a little bit as we do this, getting some movement through the shoulders, and hopefully you're still staying in that nice neutral position. That's it. Here we go. Should we make this our last one? Wonderful. We'll lower the arms down for a second. Okay. Shoulder bridge, that's our next one. Now I'm going to give you a little tip. We're going to change the position slightly. What I want you to do is I want you to shuffle your feet back towards your bum a little bit, okay? The closer you have your feet to your bum, the easier it is to go up, okay? When you do this one, give your bum a nice big squeeze. We're going to try, we don't really want any cramping in the back of the legs, so if we squeeze your bum, it sometimes helps to stop that, okay? So, shall we go up? You're peeling that spine like a piece of sellotape, don't forget. So here we go. When you're ready, you're going to start peeling the lower part of the spine up off the mat. Bone by bone, you're going to peel it up as high as you can go. Squeeze your bum. When you can't go any higher, you're going to come all the way back down. So you're going to lower the spine bone by bone and back down onto the mat. That's it. And then we'll do it again. So here we go. We're going to peel the spine like you're peeling sellotape off the floor, bone by bone. And then you've got to lower yourself back, sticking the sellotape down, sticking the spine down, bone by bone. That's it. Wonderful. Should we just do one more like that? Here we go. Peel the spine up again. Peeling that sellotape off the mat. And then we'll lower all the way back down again. Wonderful. And then just finishing in that nice neutral position right at the end there. So you finish with that little curve in the back. We're going to do that one again, but we're going to add in the arms this time. So this time we're going to start with the arms to the ceiling. As you peel your spine up, I want you to bring your arms back down onto the mat. Okay, and then as you lower the spine, you'll take them back up again. Are we ready? Here we go. Let's start peeling the spine up and lowering the arms down onto the mat. And then when you're ready and you lower the spine down, you're going to send the arms back up to the ceiling. Wonderful. Let's do that again. So we peel the spine up, we lower the arms down onto the mat. That's it. And then we lower the spine down and the arms go back up. Fabulous. Let's just do it one more time. Here we go. Peel the spine up. Lower the arms down. That's it. Fabulous. Don't forget to squeeze your bum. That's it. Wonderful. This is our last one. Okay, and then we'll lower the arms down. Shall we just hug the knees into the chest for a second? Okay. Now, I always, when I can, I like to sort of combine exercises. I like to put a couple, 2 or 3 together sometimes, so it makes it into a nice flowing movement. We can easily go from one to the other. So that's what we're going to do now. So if you want to pop your feet back down onto the mat, I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to combine 2 exercises that we've just done. Okay, so you remember the one leg stretch. Okay, we're going to do that one first. Okay, we're going to stretch out and then come back to center. And I think we'll do it on the other leg as well. Okay, so we do 2 of those. Then we're going to go into our shoulder bridge that we've just done, adding in the arms as well. So just 1 shoulder bridge, and then we can start again back at the beginning. Okay, so we're going to have a little go and put that sequence together. Just remember, when we did shoulder bridge a minute ago, I said bring the feet in nice and close. So try and keep your feet in as close as you can on this sequence. Even when you've done your leg stretch, slide the foot in nice and close again, because it will make it easier when you go up into shoulder bridge. Okay, are we ready? Shall we have a little go? So, are you in neutral? Check that you're in neutral before you start. Then take the arms to the ceiling. So we're doing that 1 leg stretch to start with. I'm going to start with my left leg, I think. So here we go. We're going to straighten out the left leg. The arms are going to go overhead. Just send them back as far as is comfortable. And then bring everything back to your starting position. Let's do it on the other leg. So we lengthen out again. Don't forget to bring the feet in nice and close, because this time we're going to go into shoulder bridge. So we're going to peel the spine up. We're going to float the arms down to the mat. And then as you lower the spine, you're going to send the arms all the way back up to the top again. That's it. Let's go back to the beginning into our 1 leg stretch. We straighten out 1 leg and both arms go overhead. And then we bring everything back to center. Then we do it on the other leg. So we lengthen out through the body and come back to center. Into shoulder bridge again. Here we go. We'll peel the spine up. We'll lower the arms down onto the mat. That's it. And then you're going to lower the spine down and send the arms back to the ceiling. Should we just go through it one more time? Here we go. Straighten out 1 leg. Both arms go overhead. And then we bring everything back to our starting position. We straighten out the other leg. We send the arms overhead. And then we come back to that starting position. Here we go. Last shoulder bridge. Peel the spine up, lower the arms down. That's it. And then we lower the spine down again and send those arms back up. Fabulous. Let's have a little release. We'll hug the knees into the chest again. Hug them in nice and tight. That's it, wonderful. We'll pop the feet down. Can we come up to sitting? So roll onto your side. Push yourself back up. Okay, we're just going to finish we'll finish on the mat in sitting. Have for a little stretch, okay? So I've got my feet nice and wide. They're about shoulder width. Okay, hands are in front. We're going to have a little spine stretch. So all you're going to do is drop your head down. You're going to reach the arms forward as far as you can. Get that nice stretch through the length of the spine. And then come all the way back up to sitting. Let's do it one more time, shall we? So we'll drop the head again. We'll reach the arms forward. Nice little stretch. And then we'll come all the way back up again. Wonderful. You can come up to standing if you prefer for this last exercise. I'm just going to come into high kneeling. Okay, so you can do it like me or you can stand. It's one we've already done. We did it at the beginning. Okay, so hands are on the hips. We're going to have a nice little stretch. Are we ready? So we're going to take the left arm and you're going to send it up and over the top. And then bring it all the way back down. That's it. And then we send the other arm up and over the top. Nice little stretch. And then bring it back down. That's it. And again, a couple more. Getting that nice stretch down the side of the body. Wonderful. Last one. Fantastic. All done. Just give those shoulders, the arms, the legs, if you're standing, a little shake. Wonderful.